Emma met John on a dating site. All her friends were trying it out, but she'd been reluctant. However, after the call from her mother on her 35th birthday, she reconsidered it. Her mother, who had never put pressure on her about marriage or dating, asked her if she was considering freezing her eggs. This made Emma freeze. Was 35 really that old? She had always felt young at heart. She had good friends, she had a good joy, and tried to make her life as enjoyable as possible. But it seemed like if you didn't have a man, your life was considered incomplete. It wasn't like Emma didn't like or want a man. She did. She'd dated a few people in the past, but the one person she really liked and had hoped to spend the rest of her life with suddenly passed away. It was one of the most shocking events of her life. One moment they were running on sandy beaches together, dreaming of a future filled with sunshine and laughter, and the next policemen were knocking on her door that there had been an accident involving her John. Emma thought it was a dream, but days passed and she didn't wake up from it. She was inconsolable. Mother had to fly in from another town to stay with her. It took 2 years before Emma could get herself to go on another date. The first one was very difficult, but it got a little easier. She learnt to stop comparing them to John, but for some reason the relationships didn't last. The pool gets smaller as you get older, her friend Nellie's mother used to say. It often made Emma roll her eyes, but as Emma got older, she started to see that the old lady was right. Still, it wasn't keeping Emma up at night. She was happy to alive and grateful for the opportunities she was blessed with. The conversation about eggs kept her up at night. Of course, women got pregnant at a much older age, but Emma decided to make an effort to get back into the dating game, so she signed up to meet up. It wasn't difficult to find matches, but it was all so weird to her. Why couldn't she just meet someone on the train on the way home or at a family gathering? If put their phones away at events and actually engaged people, then so many people wouldn't need to get on dating sites. After several weeks of uncertainty, Emma finally accepted to have drinks with Tom, a nice-looking 37-year-old who worked in investment banking. She chose a bar not too far from her, and where she knew the barman, should anything go wrong. Emma arrived before him and took a seat near the door. Immediately Tom walked in. She knew it was him, even though he looked a lot older than his profile picture. The date didn't go well. Tom spent most of the time talking about himself, touching her unnecessarily. She couldn't wait to get out. He wanted to split the bill, but she offered to pay for it, anything to get her out of there faster. Outside, he asked if he could walk her to her car. She told him she didn't drive and would walk home. He insisted on walking her home. She let him and stopped by a different house. "We're here," she told him. "So let's go in," he responded, taking hold of her hand. It was now dark and there was barely anybody on the street. Emma was starting to get scared. She wasn't sure what he was capable of. "I'd rather you didn't come in. Thank you." She made to go up the stairs, but he followed, grabbing her from behind. Now Emma was in panic mode. But just as she was considering her options, the front door opened and standing in front of her was the most handsome man she's ever met. Tom immediately let go of her and disappeared. "Are you okay?" the handsome stranger asked her. Emma managed to nod. She was still shaken from what had just happened and also love-struck. "I'd have invited you in to calm down, but considering what I just witnessed, that'd be a bad idea. But would you like me to walk you home?" Again, Emma nodded. She took a quick glance at his hands. There was no ring. Looks like she may not have to freeze her eggs after all.